Hey, what's happening, everybody? It's your favorite YouTuber, Boogie Bob, in the house. It's Thursday. It's cold out. Where am I going? You're a regular, you know. I'm going to Times Square to buy some pizza for a couple guys who might not have eaten today. Got a couple pairs of gloves in my pocket, and I'm going to make this a productive day. The other day I said I was going to give you a celebrity story every day this week, and I've done that. And today is no different. Although today is one of my favorite stories, it could have been Boogie Bob's last celebrity story. As you know, I'm in the music business. I've been in the music business for a long time. I know a lot of people. And because the genre that I specialize in is hip-hop, some of the people I know are really super cool, but some of the people they know are super gangsta. And this was one of those nights. I'm gonna say it was around 2008 or so. And I own a very large business, and one of my locations was the world famous China Club. Certainly one of the most famous clubs in the history of New York City, and it was massive. One of the premier clubs in the world. Everybody would go to the China Club. You ever see the Saturday Night Live skit with Jim Carrey, Night at the Roxbury? They do their skit at the China Club. The wonderful thing to me about the China Club was I own a HipHop Magazine, and I would see lots of huge hip-hop guys in there, and I'd be able to walk up, and if they didn't know me, they certainly knew the magazine, and it would be my in to be able to interview them. Akon, Busta Rhymes, Gucci Mane, Uncle Murda. These are just some of the guys that would stumble into the club, and I would pounce on them and introduce myself and the magazine. And I became very good friends with a lot of these guys just by the introduction and the interview. I'm going to show you some of my magazines right now. This is one of the premier hip-hop magazines of all time. My baby. This is Explosive Magazine. That is the second time I interviewed Nicki Minaj. This is when Birdman flew me down to Miami to interview him and Lil Wayne. And unfortunately, that is the same weekend that Michael Jackson died. And of course, you could see on there that I also interviewed Jada Kiss, one of my heroes and idols. We would sell the front and the back. This is a good friend of mine. This is one of the most gangster rappers who ever lived. That's Glasses Malone. Another dear friend of mine, Messy Marv, a Bay Area icon. Another friend of mine, E40, and a dear friend of mine, Be Legit. Another good friend of mine, Keek the Sneak. Another friend of mine, Yuckmouth. Very, very cool. This is a friend of mine. This is Busta Rhymes. When I interviewed him, this is when I interviewed Biggie's mom, and this was wonderful. There's a dear brother right here, one of the all-time greats, murdered, taken way before his time. This is when I actually asked Keisha Cole to marry me. She said no. But I asked.
What's up, y'all? It's your girl Keisha Cole. Explosive Magazine is chilling, so y'all stay tuned.
This one's an hour.
This is when I interviewed Drake, Rihanna, E40, Nas, Ice-T, all in the same magazine. This is a brilliant magazine, and and Trina, there's Nas. And this is a picture I took of Nas in Central Park. I was one of the only people on there. If you do go to YouTube, you can type in Nas live in Central Park and you'll see the whole concert that I put on there. It's got 100,000 views. I was the only person to film that day. And there you'll see Drake. That's exclusive. That's by me, DJ Pimp. Here's my dear friend, Cognito. There's Rihanna by DJ Pimp. We would do as many pieces as we could from all over the country. Try to give as much exposure to as many people as possible. And very, very cool. Look at this. Bow Wow. Looking for the name here. Story by DJ Pimp. That's when I interviewed Bow Wow. Nice kid. This is when I was in the studio with my best friend Assassin, the living legend, and another living legend. That is Wyclef. Story by, can't see it too good, DJ Pimp. Who's that? That's Ice-T with his beautiful wife Coco. Story by DJ Pimp. Anyways, you guys get the idea. Didn't want to go too long about my magazine. Messy Mar by DJ Pimp. Keisha Cole. Oh, I love her. Such a beautiful voice. Interviewed by who? Me. And here we have all the celebs holding the magazine. There's one of the greatest rappers who ever lived right there. That is Tech Nine. Here's one of the Spider-Men in Times Square I took. I got the Naked Cowboy on here somewhere. There he is. There's my buddy, the Naked Cowboy. Anyways, you guys get the idea. If you get a chance, this is a wonderful magazine. Now defunct. My boy Mr. C's does One World magazine, which is amazing. I hope you enjoyed my little trip down memory lane. One day I'll do a whole episode because I got so many hundreds and hundreds of stories. Birdman happens to be worth hundreds of millions of dollars, but a super duper nice ass guy. I did that piece on Michael Jackson. He passed away that weekend that I was flying to Miami to meet Lil Wayne. There's my piece on Michael. Obviously I didn't interview him, but it's called An Open Letter to Michael Jackson. As I sit here with a heavy heart and swollen eyes, still numb to the news that you are no longer with us in the physical form, I can't help but feel sorry for all the people in the world who you have touched through your music and many acts of kindness. I can't help but wonder how many more musical masterpieces you were gonna bless us with before you decided to leave us on your own terms. As someone who grew up with you, I saw and heard how you transformed over the years. Every song of yours triggers a specific memory, as if you were the soundtrack to my life. That's all I can read. It tears me up. It tears me up that we lost Michael. And that was my love letter to Michael. Alright, back to me almost getting murdered. Okay. That right there across the street is the Copacabana. World famous Copacabana. Well, it wasn't always the Copacabana. For over 20 years, it was the China Club. And it was my baby. Of all my locations I've ever had, and I've had over 100 easily, it was one of my all-time favorites. It was just wonderful. My friend owns a pizza shop right below it. And one night, wait a minute, what's that sound right there? Can you guys hear that music? Oh, that's a Boogie Bob exclusive right there. Listen, if you watch my channel, you know every single episode. I have a brand new Boogie Bob beat. I'm the only YouTuber that does that, bro. I make a beat specifically for each video. I very rarely use one twice. Occasionally I will if I'm lazy, but almost every single video is a brand new Boogie Bob beat. Some are great, some are meh. The one you're listening to right now, I made last night. That shit is fire. Which brings me to this. One night, I got out of work, and that pizza place right there is always packed at 4 o'clock in the morning. Because the clubs are emptying out. It's 8th Avenue. It's very busy. It's also seedy. If you want to know, this is where P. Diddy and J-Lo got arrested when P. Diddy's artist Shine shot that guy at a nightclub. They were arrested right there.
Managed to get her out of there.
Inside, 3 people lay wounded. Outside, Lopez found Combs. According to police reports, the couple jumped into the backseat of his SUV. Puffy's driver and his bodyguard were in front. Officers arrived as the SUV pulled away. They ordered the driver to stop. Instead, he swerved around a patrol car and led cops on an 11-block chase. Police finally forced the SUV to pull over. Officers discovered a loaded gun on the front seat. Meanwhile, back at the club, detectives slapped the cuffs on Shine.
Everybody
Pulled over and arrested right there. I live a block that way. That way. So anyways, on this particular evening, China Club got out and I came down, I was leaving, and I look inside the pizza place. First of all, this huge Hummer pulls up. Big ass Hummer pulls up. Who gets out? One of my favorite producers in the world. Cash rules everything around me. Cream, get the money. Dollar, dollar bill, y'all. Cash rules everything around me. Cream, get the money. Dollar, dollar bill, y'all. Anybody know who that is? I know Dinkum knows who that is, but anybody else know who that is? Wu Tang Clan ain't nothing to beep with. Wu Tang Clan ain't nothing to beep with. My favorite, one of my favorite producers is a guy named RZA. RZA is the backbone of Wu Tang Clan. Wu Tang Clan is a group out of Shaolin. And it consists of Method Man, Raekwon, Ghostface, Old Dirty Bastard, Copacabana, RZA, GZA. They were deep, and they were the hottest group in the world. And the producer who did every one of their tracks, METHOT, man, that producer happened to be RZA, and he was right in there getting a slice of pizza. I knew his brother. Now, RZA's little brother looks exactly like him. Good ass brother, and I just happen to know him. So there's my in. I walk inside and I say, yo, RZA, put your money away, player. Anything you want is on me. Now, I've done that for lots of rappers. I saw Q-Tip at a Blippi's, and I bought him a sandwich. It don't matter who. I saw Grand Poobah, I bought him a sandwich. It don't matter who I see. If they're in the game and I love them, I'm going to offer to buy them something. I do that for my homies, so why wouldn't I do that for a rapper? KRS-One was walking down the street one time, and I said, yo, we took pictures. I'll put the picture right here. That was me 130 pounds ago. And I said, yo, let's go inside. I'm going to buy you a pair of shoes. He was like, all right. I go in to buy him a pair of Jordans. KRS-One wears a size 15 shoe, bro. They didn't have no damn size 15 shoes. Anyways, you get the point. So I go into this pizza shop right here, and I tell RZA, yo, pizza on me, player. And he's flattered and he appreciates it. And I buy him the pizza. And then I order my pizza. And I start chopping it up with him because I had actually tried to network a deal for him one time, a multi-million-dollar deal. He didn't know who I was, but as soon as I mentioned the deal, he knew exactly what it was, and he was still interested. I was going to link him up with some of my people. But anyways, long story short, he goes right over there and starts eating his pizza with his homies outside the Hummer. We're besties now. That's my boy. We're good. So I get my pizza in there, and I head over to join him. He asked me, come over. We'll eat some pizza in the Hummer, and we'll chop it up. I get over there, and I was so giddy about getting to chop it up with one of my heroes, I was slipping. Just because he's your boy, just because you're friends or friendly with Tupac, don't mean you can run up on his crew, because they're very protective. RZA's worth tens of millions of dollars. So you think his people ain't all packing? You think his people aren't protected when someone runs up on him and tries to climb into his damn Hummer? I walked up and start jumping in the Hummer. RZA invited me to jump in the Hummer. His homie tried to shoot me. I won't mention his name because he's a real street. He's a factor out here. And if he sees this video, we laugh about it all the time, because we ended up becoming friendly, and I put a couple of his artists in my magazine. So, but yeah, his homie pulled out his piece, pushed my face up against that wall right over there, and got ready to blow my brains out because he thought I was attacking his man. You know, his meal ticket. And I don't mean that he only cares about the money, but if you're real, if you're 50 Cent, you don't walk around carrying the gun. Your homies carry the gun. And if your homies are carrying the gun and you get assaulted or jumped by a crazy fan or by someone trying to rob you or snatch your chain, these guys wear hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of jewelry around their neck. And if you sleep at the wheel and you're supposed to be security, it's a problem. So I walk up, not even thinking. I'm a street cat, so usually I'm on point. I walk straight up, grab the door handle. He invited me to come join him. And I'm getting ready, and his homie, they're not like his bitch. It's not like this is just some guy who works for RZA. This is his homie. This is some kid he grew up with on the soil. This is his people. So it's not like when the guy grabbed me, just because RZA says don't do that, the guy don't go, okay, sir. The guy's like, nah, fuck this bitch. This guy was gonna smoke me. RZA grabbed him, said, that's my people, man, that's my people. Oh, okay, my bad. RZA saved my life. I had absolutely no doubt in my mind that this guy was gonna smoke my fucking ass. Excuse my language. I'm not overemphasizing, I'm not dramatizing it. It was a very scary situation. Guy was probably on one, he was drinking. He got to show out for the boss and for his homie. I get it. He didn't hesitate. He wasn't scared to pull it. He didn't care who was around. I was a very big guy. I was like 360 pounds at the time. And I'm just gonna walk up and jump in his homies. The breadwinner. I'm gonna jump in his car at 4:30 in the morning. I don't blame him for what he did. He was a little excessive. I know I rambled on for quite a bit, but it was a lesson. You learn lessons in life. I learned that you just can't, just because someone invites you to jump in his car. I gotta be careful. Cops are out here with SWAT outfits, riot gear, M16s, all because of that shit that popped off yesterday in DC. New York is always very careful. Anyways, that is my celebrity story for the day. I went on to become dear friends with RZA's brother, Ninth Prince. Bless his heart, he's dope. Very, very dope. I love the Ninth Prince. If you get a chance, check him out. And if you haven't listened to Wu Tang Clan, put on your seatbelt. Listen to the Wu Tang, there's the cops. Put on your seatbelt. Listen to some Wu Tang. It's gonna be fire. It's gonna be fire. Alright guys, I'm in Times Square. The last several days I bought McRibs. McRibs seems to be the favorite out here. I think I'm gonna buy some McRibs today. Always remember, buy 6, give out 5, keep 1 for Bob. I hope that you enjoyed my story, and I hope you enjoyed some new music from Boogie Bob. I love you all dearly. Please be kind and loving to each other. Don't be shooting nobody, bruh. And if some Mariah Carey tells you, hey, I come jump in my limo, just remember that it's not just Mariah Carey. There's going to be somebody else there that maybe doesn't want you jumping in the limo. So you got to be careful. We'll talk again real soon. Live in beautiful Times Square. It's your boy Boogie Bob. Doing what I do when I do what I want to do. Holla. 6 McRibs. 1 for Boogie. 5 for some lucky individuals who are about to have their life changed by the most succulent, delicious sandwich in the history of the world.